final coach of the evening here at the End Zone in Mount Gilead, and it is the hometown coach, Mike Reid of the Indians. Coach, as always, it is a pleasure to have you on here.
Well, thanks for having
welcome
me.
in. First of all, how cool is this place? I mean, you come in here, the servers know your name, all that stuff, but this is a great venue.
Yeah, this is bless Joe Long. He started this vision a couple years ago, and I was actually over at Highland at the time, and he called over and wanted to represent the whole county, so we brought some Highland stuff over for him to put in here. And one of my son's pictures on the wall in the Highland uniform, and he just wanted to support every kid in the county, really. That was just Joe's heart. You know, we miss him, but we don't forget him.
So. Yeah, he was a great guy to work with. He sponsored games. He actually came, it was 2 years ago, first game of the season. Brought him up into the press box just about 5 minutes before the game started. Said, "You want to sponsor?" Absolutely, I'll sponsor. Last second, but
absolutely.
Great man, great venue they have here, and I'm glad that Sarah's continuing that legacy here.
Absolutely,
because it's a phenomenal place. Speaking of phenomenal, you guys, the record. Don't let the record deceive you. Last year, we'll start here there. 4 wins, 4-6, but you guys had a very good team, and I still say this. If you would have made it into the playoffs, you probably could have won a few games because you had that good of a team, but you just ran into two regional champion teams that you gave them their toughest win in the regular season. Northmore, you guys, a 12-minute drive for a touchdown it's just whatever witchcraft you used that night. It was just, the wizardry you used was great, but that, and then you're a roughing the kicker penalty probably from knocking off Danville as well. You were being in that game late,
right?
But that said a lot about your squad. You let one get away against Upper Sandusky early on, but either one of those games you make it in, I do think you had a run because you guys have a team that wasn't 4-6. I believe you probably that's more. I think a 7-3, 8-2 team. It's just some things didn't fall your way.
Yeah, right. Well, I appreciate that, and we got to make our own breaks sometimes, and we can look at moments in any one of those games and point to a situation where we could have executed better, or whatever the case may be. But like we returned a punt against Danville with reasonable space where we were down 12-8, where we could have scored off of that. But we had a penalty, and it was an aggressive penalty. The kid was trying to go for a block there, and
it wasn't anything malicious.
Yeah,
but
right.
He was going for the block.
It's just a penalty, and I put those 2 scores on the board when we started our winter program. Our 30-day period was up. Our buddies at Northmore and Danville were still in the playoffs in the semifinals. Yeah. And I put those 2 scores on the board that Friday, and I said, these guys are playing tonight. And the kids' initial deal was, we kind of messed that up. I'm like, no, this is encouraging. This is going into 2025. This is how close we are. Are we better than we were 4 years ago? Absolutely. Are we where we want to be? No. Yeah, and that's the challenge this year is we're really focusing on embracing that process of what greatness really is and what it takes to be that way. Finish those games.
Yeah, and it always starts with your signal caller, and you have your signal caller coming back this year. Just talk about his development. I mean, he didn't have to throw it too much last year, but he did. He had a completion percentage of 45.3, Cole Fricky, and 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 437 yards, but he did what you needed him to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So in our offense, especially when we want to control the ball, our offense, sometimes the easiest thing that our quarterback does is pass. Managing the offense is a lot more difficult, the footwork, but Cole does a tremendous job. He's got a great head on his shoulder. He's able to communicate what he can see, what he's reading, and check downs and things of that nature. And it's been a really fun summer working with him in the passing game. If we get that passing game developed, we're a whole team at that point.
Yeah.
And, not that we weren't last year. Like you said, the kids battled hard. I was awful proud of them the whole season. And honestly, Gilead's a good place to be because the kids they just work so stinking hard.
Yeah.
But Cole's like that too. And we've had a good summer working with him at quarterback, throwing the football and working some timing aspects out. And, we might surprise some people.
Well, you graduated 9 seniors. You graduated your leading rusher in Cam Vickers, but you had a lot of underclassmen play that season, and like you said, realized how close they came to doing some great things last year.
Right.
What can you say about their development from the winter when you put those scores up to right now when we're getting into fall practice? We're 2 weeks away from week 1.
The guys have worked extremely hard in the weight room, and I got to give a shout out to all my assistant.
Shout out, go for it.
All my assistant coaches. I mean, I got 8 of them now, and a lot of those guys are volunteer, and they've done a great job. And Mike Reid II, my offensive line coach and basically an offensive coordinator when it comes down to it, has done a good job the last 4 years developing those linemen to where we graduated some pretty good offensive linemen, but the guys coming back, every single one of them seen the field and had legitimate time. And that's going to come in handy, and we're going to continue to try to develop that aspect as well. And Joe Alwary's been working with our defense and done a tremendous job on that side of the ball. And Dan Har's an incredible addition to the staff. And Jared and Joe Rule have been with me all 4 years, and we've all improved as coaches. We're all in that developmental stage ourselves. When I quit trying to become a better coach, I probably need to retire. But a big shout out to those coaches getting those kids ready. I'm really happy with the offensive line. We got good size, good strength, decent speed up front. And all those guys played last year. They weren't all starters, but they all played last year. So.
That's great. I actually have a comment on Facebook from Joe Tatman. Ask my Gilead coach about his boys' work with the Unstoppables.
Oh, it's fantastic. I tell you what, that I think that is, the playoff games I've been involved with in the past. Those are all fun. Working with the kids, every aspect of coaching is a blast when it comes down to, some days more than others.
I get that.
But the Unstoppables camp is an adaptive camp for kids of various disabilities, and it is a tremendous camp. And my son Mike and his wife Leslie actually came up with that idea a couple years ago, and I was like, we're going to do that. And it really blesses our kids. Our kids go out there and run the camp, and inclusion really matters, and it's just a fantastic event. And there's nobody that comes to that event, even if you're just watching, that does not leave feeling great. Nobody can be in a bad mood after seeing that. It's a tremendous time, and the kids have fun. My kids learn an awful lot about we try to teach that as a team aspect, everybody has value. Nobody on the team has no value. Everybody has value, but it goes beyond that. Everybody in the world has value, and I tell you, I can't speak enough about it. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite things that we do. And the appreciation for your players too. That could do nothing but help as well. Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. The guys tend to really grow up through that process, and I think my favorite thing is seeing the young guys from freshman year to senior year physically, spiritually, mentally develop over the 4-year period. So, all right, let's take a look at your schedule for this year coming up. You guys get the chance to get some revenge on Upper Sandusky. We did the Triad game, Grove City Christian. You guys had Wednesday there, but it was that Upper Sandusky game that probably left a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth going into the regular season, the KMAC schedule last year. You get them at home this year, you get a chance to get some redemption there, and then right off the bat, first game in the KMAC at home, you get Danville. So it looks like a little bit of a revenge tour there to start the season. You got Upper Sandusky, you got Danville as well, but you got some not tough, but some competitive games on that schedule. Oh, absolutely. I don't believe Mount Gilead's ever beat Upper Sandusky. I might be wrong on that. You might have to fact check that, but I don't think that's a big hurdle, though. That game last year, we just didn't close that one out very well, and I think we learned a lot from that and grew up a lot from that, and we came back the next week and beat Grove City, and we came back next week and gave Danville everything we had, with Wyatt Long stepping in as a backup quarterback that game because Cole got hurt very early in that game. And I was real happy about how we learned and came back and competed. And absolutely. And all these guys in this room tonight, tremendous coaches, really good coaches. Our teams are prepared, they do a great job, and it's kind of an honor to hang with them tonight a little bit. But yeah, Danville coming right off the bat. Well, if we want to be the best, we got to beat the best. Yeah. So, I mean, a little Ric Flair from you right there. Yeah, right. Yeah, most everything's borrowed, but yeah. But you got Andy over there. Centerburg's always good, and Coach Beatty and East Knox are always good. Coach Guessman's been working really hard down at Cardigan trying to get that thing going. Yeah. He's probably got his best team that I think he's had coming in this year, and Coach Armrose at Northmore, he's graduated a lot of kids, but he's got so many coming back. And Colella at Centerburg, they're all loaded, and it's fun. We like to compete, so that's fun.
for Mount Gilead to be successful and make that next jump this season? What has to happen?
We got to stay healthy, first of all. We like everybody in this room tonight, we got 35, 40-man rosters when it comes down to it. And depth is always an issue, and getting those next guys ready is a big issue. So developing depth and really, if we truly embrace that becoming great is a day-to-day thing in football and out of football both, I really think that we'll have a great season this year. The guys have worked extremely hard. They bought into the concept. I'm really happy with how hard they've worked in camps and in our practices here. We used to call 2-a-days and all that kind of stuff. But we gotta stay in that process. We gotta stay in that process and kind of let the distractions fall off.
Yeah. Some good distractions. A couple more questions. We'll get out of here. But the facilities in Mount Gilead. I mean, last year you opened up the new locker rooms, the Bermuda Fifth Fairway at Augusta turf that you have. Scoreboard? New scoreboard this year? Or
well, they just
Videotron or something like that. The lights that flicker on and off when you score and all that stuff. But
right, and the little sound bite things and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't want to make your program go longer than it's supposed to.
No. That's my fault. That's me asking the question. Continue, please.